Why, hello there, my friend. We are in for a treat today. Let me tell you that. Right now, we're recording on the Panasonic G85, my favorite camera. We're using the Mitakon 25mm f/0.95 at f1.4, and we are comparing it to the Sony A9 with 24-70 G Master lens f2.8. So we've matched the apertures. Do you have any idea what just happened? We're at 2.8 on a full frame, 1.4 on a micro four thirds system. We're gonna do a bunch of tests and see, can micro four thirds keep up? That's all I wanna know. Can the little guy knock it out of the park? Will the underdog win? Oh my God, what's gonna happen?
Sony, they're allergic to fully articulating screens. Why don't you do it?
Okay, first thing I want to pay attention to the background. Which background is blurrier? From my naked eye, it looks like when I was standing there getting the focus right, it looks like the micro four thirds background is blurrier. Let's pay attention there. Let's zoom in on that background. Side by side comparison. Oh my God, right now. Which one looks blurrier? They should be equivalent, but they don't seem to be. I don't understand it. Somebody please post it down below. We're at 50mm on the A9, f2.8, and then we're at 25mm on the G85, which should be equivalent to 50mm, and we're at 1.4, which should be equivalent to the f2.8, but they don't seem to be. Something's different. And the lenses are exactly lined up. The end of the lenses, they're right there. So what is happening right now? The major difference, if I was to get up, the G85 loses my ass in the darkness. And we're starting to clip. Oh my God, the A9 follows me. By the way, today's episode is sponsored by Samadhi Monkey. These are his cameras. He has the Sony A9, the A7R III, the Leica Q. He spent $75 million on the cameras. He makes the best pictures, but go subscribe to Samadhi Monkey. He's making YouTube videos over there. We made one together. Go check it out. Okay, I don't know what the hell is going on here. It's not behaving. This is not behaving like a 50mm lens, or that one is not behaving like a 50mm equivalent. I don't understand. So right now, we have the Sony right here in front of me. Like literally, I can touch the lens. We're right here at 25mm. And that one is at 25mm, but should be equivalent to 50, and it's not. It is not. But we're trying to set up the background so it looks roughly the same. Just, what are we doing wrong? What is happening? Help. Shouldn't it be double the distance? Like from me to this should be double to that camera and then look the same. But we're talking like this camera is 80% closer to me than that one. I don't get it. Which looks better? Do you like this? Are you having fun right now? Is it focusing on me? Is it tracking me? Oh my God. Okay, now we have the cameras closer. Which background is blurrier now? Both cameras same exact distance, but just closer. And we're back to the 50mm on the Sony, 25mm on the Panasonic. And I have a sneaking suspicion that the Panasonic has a blurrier background. This is better than full frame. The Panasonic is a medium format equivalent. Oh my God. That's Samadhi Monkey in the background. He's so blurry right now. You're so blurry. How does it feel to be so blurry?
I feel so lonely back here.
So, yeah, just let me know. I'm just trying to think of what else we should test. I think we're going to test the A9 versus the Sony X3000 and see, we'll do a little stabilization test compared to all three cameras, Panasonic G85, A9, and Sony X3000 has 16mm equivalent. Let's see what happens there. And then we'll test a couple other things with these two guys. He's so strong. Okay, what we're gonna do right now, we got the Sony A9 with the 16-35 f2.8 lens. On top of that camera, we got the Sony X3000. So it's funny because the Sony is 17 millimeters and this is at 16, but because the Sony is like 4 inches back, it's about 4 inches back, it looks a lot wider. So what we're gonna test right now is a $7 million camera, better than a little action cam. Oh my God. So we'll test the stabilization side by side. We're walking and check for the blurry background. Is he blurry? Is he at... So which stabilization is better? Just walking? And then when we get into this better light, is the Sony good enough? Is it comparable right now? I'm so curious.
I wonder which face is being detected, yours or mine.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Which face is detected right now?
Which aperture are we in right now?
2.8?
Okay, let's see that.
Yeah, would it point to you? Because I like to vlog in the rule of thirds.
Okay, I'm in the golden rule right now.
Start walking backwards. You better not be tracking him, I swear to God, if you're tracking him right now, Sony, I will. So yeah, image quality in good light, somewhat decent light. How does that look? And then, backlit. What happens now? That is the real question. Usually the Sony darkens everything and it exposes for the brightness. How y'all doing? This is heavy. It's very heavy. So let us know. Sony action cam, is it good enough? Does it compare to the Sony A9? Okay, I figured we do a little run test.
Run, Forrest, run.
Let's run, Forrest. I almost forgot to test the G85. So we got the 25mm f/0.95 lens, and we're just comparing the stabilization to the Sony. So how does that work? And we'll do the run test after this. Oh, we're getting bright. I got no auto ISO. And we're clipping. And we're clipping. Oh God. Oh God, what do we do now? Here's the image quality compared to the A9. Oh my God. Up against the window. Now let's do the run test. Okay, now the run test. Okay, one thing I want to test is the audio. From my just preliminary observations, the Sony A9 seems to have better preamps. This is a huge deal. People don't really pay attention to this. But right now we have the Sennheiser ME2 lav mic plugged directly into the G85. That's what we've been doing the whole time. And the preamp in the camera matters very much. Like Canon is known for having terrible hissy preamps. I'm looking at you, Northrups. Every video you guys make now, I don't understand it. It's just a hissing. It's like you have angry cats in your video. Why do you hire angry cats? Why do you do it? So right now we're on the G85, and then we're gonna plug into the Sony and see if there's a difference audio quality wise. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like the Sony has a quieter noise floor, and that matters. So let's switch over to the Sony now. Is the autofocus tracking me or him right now? What's happening? If I block his face, how dare you look at him, Sony? Maybe that last clip we did, it was just tracking him the whole time. That would have been funny. Can you come check and see if my face is locked on?
Yes.
Thank you so much. You're getting less and less blurry. Oh, he disappeared. Actually, I'm an idiot. Why? Of course it's gonna track me, because you left. How am I that dumb? Why am I that dumb? Oh my God. So we're testing the Sony audio now This whole bunch of clips has been using the Sony, so same lav mic. We just took it from the G85 and plugged it into the Sony. And now, just as a bonus test, we're recording right now using the Zoom H1. Same lav mic plugged into the Zoom H1. Why did I look in the fully articulating screen of the G85? It's not even recording. So what sounds better? We'll compare all three. The G85 versus the Sony versus the Zoom. In my opinion, the Zoom will win. Sony second place. G85 a distant third. And Canon just like drinking sewer water in a gutter somewhere. Hissing with cats everywhere. Windstorms. It's terrible. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like the Sony has a quieter noise floor. And that matters. So let's switch over to the Sony now. We're testing the Sony audio now. This whole bunch of clips has been using the Sony, so same lav mic. In my opinion, the Zoom will win. Sony second place. G85 a distant third. Okay, now we're in crappy lighting. Just want to see, does the Sony fall apart now? Does the A9 shine in the crappier lighting? Did it fall apart? What if we're really bad lighting? Oh my god. How's that look? I can't tell because there's no flippy screen. That would have been nice. Oh, there we go. In the mirror. Face tracking me. Wow. Okay, let's shut the door. Okay, now we're super dark. How you doing? It looks decent. The Sony A9, but not the okay, we're done. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we got a low light test coming on. We got the blackout curtains going. So right now, we're both at 200 ISO on the Sony and the G8, yeah, I wish, buddy. The G85, and 1.4 on the G85, 2.8 on the A9. We're both at 1/50th of a second because I'm a rebel. The shutter speed, it just helps with the flickering. If I do 1/60th, we're dead. So we're both doing 1080p, 30p. So now my friend is gonna up the ISO to match the exposure. So flip that screen around so you can see it's a flippy screen. It's very handy to have. Just so enjoyable. I have no idea what's happening on the Sony. So Samadhi Monkey has just equalized the exposure settings. So right now they should look roughly similar. And what ISO is the Sony A9 at?
640 ISO.
So we need 640 to match the G85 200. Did this just prove that the G85 is the superior camera? I doubt it. Okay, now lights are off. Gloves are off. It's a battle. What's gonna happen as we raise the ISOs? So yeah, raise them each one stop. I don't know what a stop means. I don't even know what that is. That's fine. I'm a camera channel.
ISO 320 on the G85 and ISO 1000 in the A9.
And they look like the same exposure? Roughly?
They're pretty equivalent, yes.
Very interesting. All right, let's bump it up a lot.
The G85 is at 800 and Sony's at ISO 3200.
Okay, that's incredible. And we'll do this again at 2.8 on the G85. I know a bunch of people, it's not equivalent. You're equivalent to a squirrel who digs for nuts and can't find any. That's what you are.
1250 on the G85 and ISO 5000 on the Sony A9.
Oh my god. From your eyes, like, do they look noisy? Like, does one look noisier than the other? It's hard to tell on the monitor, but...
Well, all I can say is that your zebra on the G85 is overexposing your background.
Oh no. Are you telling me the Sony A9 is smarter than my camera? Is that what you're telling us right now? I swear to God if that's what you're telling us.
3200?
Yep.
Oh my god. Your half of your face starting to...
I got zebras on my face?
Yeah, half of it.
Oh God, are they licking me? Okay, so we're at 3200 ISO. That's gotta look like crap. There's gotta be noise everywhere in my face and on the floor. And this one, A9, is at what?
ISO 10,000 in the A9.
Wow. Oh my God, what's cleaner? Post it down below. And now 6400 is the highest G85 can go, so let's wander into that territory. Okay, this is the end of the road for the G85. We can't go higher than this. 6400 ISO. It probably looks like it's snowing, but it is Thailand, so that's impossible. It's a phantom trick that your mind is playing on you. And the Sony A9 is at what ISO?
Sony A9 is at ISO 20,000.
20,000? Oh my God. I'd be able to tell if there was a flip out screen on the Sony A9, but as you may be aware, even though it is 3 or 4 times the price, there's no flip out screen. It flips up and down, but not out. They don't do that. So 20,000? 20,000, okay. We'll just do a couple more at f2.8 just to see. That's equivalent. So y'all can't say nothing after that. Oh, I saw it shrink down. Okay, now what we've done, we got f2.8 on the Panasonic. And now I've heard different opinions, but most people say 2.8 is 2.8 no matter what. So when it comes to light gathering abilities, 2.8 on a full frame, micro four thirds, it doesn't matter. It's just the depth of field changes. So f2.8, what ISO are we at on the G85?
We're at 640 ISO in the G85.
And the Sony A9 is matched roughly?
It's matched roughly and is in ISO 1250 on the A9.
Wow. Okay, now we're at 1600 on the G85, and the Sony is at what?
2500 ISO in the A9.
That is intriguing. Okay, last test, and I have a sneaky idea that's gonna be crazy. So this is at 3200 on the G85?
Correct.
And then the Sony's at what?
5000 ISO.
5000. So compare the noise levels, color changes. Are you seeing shifts in color? Oh my God. Do you see it? You don't see it?
Nope.
Okay, now what we've done, G85 and Sony A9 both at 800 ISO, still both at 2.8, but which one is lighter?
The G85 is lighter at 800 ISO.
Oh my God. The G85 is the superior low light camera of the year. Congratulations, Panasonic. Okay, now we're at 1600 ISO on both, and the G85 is just pulling away at this point. You can't even compete. Sony, what were you thinking? Is it brighter?
It's brighter, but it's not overexposed yet.
I wonder how the colors are behaving. Okay, now, in one final embarrassing sucker punch to the ribs, the G85 is going to flex its muscles at f0.95, whereas the measly Sony can only muster up a pathetic f2.8. The background is so blurry back there. I can't even wonder what's happening. The Panasonic G85, oh my goodness. Sure, my face is a lot softer, and the colors are probably a nightmare, but what do you think of that? What do you think of that? And the ISOs, what's the G85 at?
ISO 640 on the G85.
And the Sony A9?
The Sony A9 is at ISO 4000.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's insane. And we're doing super low light. The curtains are shut. There's no lights coming at me other than what's creeping out from the curtains. And then we have the backlight for the hair light. I'm not balding. How dare you notice that? Okay, I had one more idea. We're at 70 millimeters now on the Sony A9. So 70mm f2.8, can that match even just the f1.4 on the G85 for blurry background magic? What's more magical back there, the onion and the monkey strength shirt? It's so weird. It's like I'm trying to see if the Sony can keep up with the blurry background of the G85 Micro Four Thirds system. It can't. It can't. Okay, last test. I want to do the 85mm 1.4 and see if that stands a chance against the wonder piece of the G85. Okay, final test. We got the 85mm f1.4 on the Sony A9 fat boy lens. Oh my goodness. And we have the Panasonic G85. It's much closer. I would say it's more than half as close. It's tough to tell. So we're just seeing what the background is like. Can the Sony compete? Has we finally met our match with the blurry background? The monkey strength shirt, do you see it? Which is blurrier? It matters. This all matters. It's very important. We have to know what's better. Okay. So, thus concludes our tests. We're done for today. We're filming the outro on the Sony A9 85mm 1.4 lens. I mean, I don't think it gets better than that. Usually I don't film at 85. I've tested this. I've made several videos if you want to check them out comparing different focal lengths, but I noticed at 85mm, for some reason it makes my ears come out like an elf. I look like an elf dwarf, like I'm in charge of a ship about to pillage a village and take their spices, bring them back to Spain. So I usually don't. I found that 50mm was my sweet spot, but things are different now. I know I sound obsessed about like, I want to upgrade the camera. Really, it's just about ease of use. Like, honestly, you can see yourself, the G85 looked pretty fantastic. Like, I'm impressed, I'm happy. I got that lens because it was like a full frame equivalent dual, and it works, it's good, but it's a manual focus only lens. The Panasonic G85 sucks at autofocus, so I got that, and it's a pain in the butt. I know if I hold it at arm's length, I have a spot on my lens that I know the one lines up with the spike, and it's like, all right, we're good. But if I want to make videos here, I like to change the background. I like to move my camera. I don't want to film in the same exact spot. Like people have their studio and it's the same background for every shot. I don't like that. I want to switch it up a notch. Sometimes I face the windows, sometimes I face away. Moving it slightly, it just changes the whole video, so you never get sick of the background even though it's the same exact background. So, what do you think of today's tests? Who's the winner? Post it down below. But all I want is better autofocus and ease of use. That's why I want to upgrade my camera. The image quality is fine on that, but it can't focus. So I would love to have the 16-35, put it right on my desk. Flippy screen would be nice, but it's just so much easier. Like, it takes less time to set up, and then that makes me want to make more videos. So that's why I want to upgrade, not because of the image quality. This is actually too good. I'm 90% sure you see way too many details on my face right now, and I don't like it. I do not like it. So I think we're done here. Wait, don't you dare touch that button. I saw you reach for it. So tell me your winner down below, and links, affiliate links everywhere. Click on them if you want any products you saw in today's video, and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you in the next one.